Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. I hope you are enjoying this Saturday afternoon. Hopefully my audio isn't absolutely terrible. I have adjusted the levels. So please tell me now if it sucks, because I'm going to continue, and it's just what I do. And guys, today I want to go over and I want to do my live stream event. I was thinking about this. I've got time and I don't really want to clean my house. So here I am. I'm going up against Cosmic Outlaw. So good luck to you, buddy. Right now, if you're watching, this is what you're going up against. I've got my first order. And instead of throwing like, you know, what's her face? The blue chick who heals everyone. Yeah, instead of throwing her on this, I went full first order, right? Full first order, full Old Republic for my front line. And, you know, they're not undefeatable. Obviously, they're pretty solid, but I wanted to save some of my better teams for offense because that's where I personally struggle. As I've mentioned before, guys, I'm a collector. I like to collect things. And so for me, this is fine. It's fine, right? And so I've got my Rogue One. I did split off Baze from Chirrut, and I know that's not always the smartest move, but again, this team's going to be defeated pretty easily. Same thing with my Phoenix team. If the actual player, if my guy goes up against me at all, which in hindsight, I'm not really sure that he's going to. This looks, and you'll see this in a moment, his team, his defenses look like he just set them randomly, or the computer set them for them, which for me is both fun and challenging. Here we are on my Sith team. I put this as my front, on my front line. Same thing with my Bounty Hunter team. I finally got my boss up to 7-star gear 12. Not terrible, not great, but it's where I want him, where he's good for now. And then back row, I've got my Geos. I probably could have put them on front, but in all fairness, it doesn't look like this guy is going to be doing much. And then I always want to try a new Rebel team, and I look forward to the battle reports because I want to see how effective some of these Rebel teams are. I know they get slaughtered, but who do they get slaughtered against? Who are they, who are they going to, who do they suck against? Who are they good against? So on and so forth, right? So this is what I'm going against. I've got a BB-8 lead, and that's he's obviously a very cunning, very crafty individual. He's got BB-8, Wampa, Kylo, and Mast, Traya, and I mean, this could be a stunningly powerful team, and if I'm not careful, I could find myself losing easily. Same thing with Vader. I've got Vader. I've got Metal Face Grievous. Oh, man. Why is his name escaping me? You know when you haven't eaten a lot? That's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm not going up against really tier T, like top tier teams. I'm going up against top tier teams, just not not what I would have expected. And so let's go ahead and see. This is clearly a team that the guy just let it set. I am doing great, Kyle. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the forum. But part of the reason why I want to do this, one, obviously I love making these videos. I really do. And I've kind of taken a little bit of time off lately. But one of the things that I want to do is I want to get your feedback as far as this game goes and episode 9. So first and foremost, guys, what are your thoughts on relics? I'm going to go up against this BB-8 Traya team. I'm going to see how it goes. What do you think of relics? Now, this is my relic team. This is the only character that I have currently that has a relic, because he's the only character that I have that is gear 13. I've been focusing all of my efforts on getting gear 12. And I want to get all of my characters, Really? You can't hear me? Oh, man. Kyle, you still have that? You having that problem too? I'm I'm struggling, guys. Like I have a lot of Gear 12 characters, but I don't really want to dive fully into Gear 13. And there's just a lot that I don't know. I just don't want to do it, you know? And it's not that I won't do it. Obviously I will. I've got my Jedi Knight Revan to Gear 13. But had to put your headphones on max volume. I'm kind of wondering if this microphone's on its way out. So, I tried something new today. Let me adjust my sound settings. You probably can't hear now, right? Han and Chewie are great. Boom goes the dynamite. How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Audio output. Let me try that now. Anyways, I think that there's a lot of potential. Any better? I think there's a lot of potential here, and I want to ask the question: what are they planning? Because this sounds like they're trying to create an end game that is going to be phenomenally difficult to achieve. And if that's the case, if everyone's struggling to get to end game, what are we going to be seeing? I saw Warrior take out Chi-Ji Nuke with Bastila. Holy crap. Who do I want to go after first? I'm going to have to BB-8. BB-8 drives me nuts, and he's one of those characters that is genuinely frustrating. Obviously, this is not going to be super challenging. But yeah, I haven't done, like, I've played around with a little bit. I've got, on my test account, I've got to do some serious mod management because I've got some great tunes, some great characters to Gear 12, to Gear 13. I just need to make sure that their mods are as great as they can be because right now they're just not. And so they're not being as effective as they could be. And so, I don't know, like, I've seen... That's a wonderful question, James Lewis. I'm going to say hopefully. But I have been to it, and it was awesome, guys. So for those of you who don't know, I am a teacher now. And I was a teacher in the past, and I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I will be teaching again. I'm very stoked for it. And one of the things I'm going to be teaching is like my kids how to do this type of stuff. Not that I'm super great at it, but if it's something that a lot of people are interested in and it's like, boom, hey, you know, I'll help you out. But my school has opened and, oh, that was awesome. It was so cool to talk to you about that stuff. I'm actually sorry that I got pulled away. In theory, yes, the school should be opening in theory. Hopefully. We'll see. I thought it looked good by the end of the day that I left. It looked awesome. But, like, here's the thing. Relics, for a new player, and I ran into James and he said that he was a player, and I told him that I played, and yeah, I'm right there with you. I'll believe it when I'm in there teaching. But one of the things that, as new players, I have to wonder, does the relic really bother you? Because to me, it makes me think that it's not something that is going to be the most problematic thing, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I am going to drop in Arena, right? I have already seen the Arena drop so far. Utah is what state we are in. I've already seen the Arena drop, my Arena drop from about 50. I was hovering between 50 and 100 all the way through, what do you call it? All the way to, 50 to 100. And now I'm over 100 and, I fluctuate now between 50 and 150. And, Kyle, the conversion rate, I think, is a real problem with the relics because there's a lot of gear, and it makes me wonder if it just makes me wonder what they're going to be doing with it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna throw on just these guys. I was throwing a fourth because I'm too much of a coward to take on 3-on-3, but like it makes me wonder how they're going to adjust the gear for these pieces. Because this is, there's a lot to be said about how much gear we're getting. Like I was looking at the my inbox, my storage, my gear storage, which I love, by the way. I do love that for this. I was looking at my gear storage and I was like, I got 6,000 to 10,000 pieces of these random things, these random pieces of crap that I'll never use. And I love that I can now use them. I love that I can do something with them. The problem is, once I'm out, am I going to keep going up? Like I spent earlier today, I spent about 10 minutes just doing a ton on my personal account, doing a ton of gear or salvaging, right? Just going through and salvaging different pieces. And now I have, I think like 2,000 of those basic pieces. Okay, hold on. I'm going up against my Ewoks. Ooh. And there's actually 2 Ewoks on a team with Darth Revan. Oh, the computer's awesome. I love when it makes stuff teams like this. But anyways, like I was going through and I still have a ton of gear that is going to be, I don't know. It's still good. It's still really good gear, and it makes me think that I say good gear. It's still like a good supply of gear, and so I'm wondering, we're going to go down quite a bit. We're going to use a lot of the materials. It's going to happen, right? But are we going to get more? And that's what I'm thinking that we could see. They did say that they had no intention of, what did they say? No intention of being, or like bringing up like the mace, those daily events, they had no intention of making those more profitable for us, or giving us a mythic tier from that. Now, that's different than actually increasing the drop rates. That is actually a very interesting take. A new Marquee Swarm. I think that's very possible. I've gone through and I've got a video in the works. I'm trying to make sure that my math's right. It's a first order farming guide, and it essentially takes, if you were to stop everything else, what would it take for you to get the first order from 0 to done, right? And that's all first order that we currently have. And I was looking at this, and there are so many first order characters that we don't have. And the placement of the first order characters that we do have is very, I think, interesting when it comes to what could potentially be the future of the game. I don't know. Do I want to go full? I'll throw R2 because it's Luke, R2. You got to do it. But I also think that we could be swarmed with quite a few marquee events. Now, I don't know if we'll necessarily get them, but if you look at episode 8, we have a ton of characters that are just not in the game, right? We don't have Snoke. We don't have Hux, which is ridiculous. Snoke's ridiculous. Not having Snoke, like the main villain, that seems, I don't know, it's like not having Vader or Palpatine. Now, I know that like a lot of people have their issues with the movies, and I get that, I do. But like not having a major character like that seems odd. Doesn't it? Am I the only one? Yes, Mara Jade would be cool. I'm kind of thinking that Mara Jade is going to be um, the bounty hunter played by uh, oh, what's her name? Felicity, that woman. I forget what her actual name is, but the bounty hunter, the balls. I got nothing. I forget her name. But anyways, I really think that that we could see Mara Jade being added as kind of one of those. Now, personally, I think that Mara Jade is already in. Yeah, Zahn. That's the Oh yeah, no, Zahn. Yeah, I see. I should read the comments before I actually make statements. Um, I he, if anyone can do it, he can. Timothy Zahn. I loved the Thrawn trilogy. Actually, that does remind me, guys. If you follow that link right there next to the Audible thing or underneath the Audible thing, you can check out 2 free audiobooks. I mean, you sign up but you get 2 free audiobooks and it's great. Thrawn 1, the first Thrawn is hands down Carrie Russell. Thank you. And Zori Bliss. That's Code Darren, thank you so much. That's what was driving me crazy. I was like, who? Anyways, Zori Bliss, that's why I got Zahn, because it started with a Z. I knew her name started with a Z. I think Zori Bliss is going to be one of Dr. Aphra's, what do you call that? Homonyms, nicknames, you know? I think it's going to be her. I have been, and I don't like watching a lot of, I mean, I say I don't like. I don't want spoilers, but I have a hard time not looking at the spoilers that are coming out. And I freaking love, I don't know, I'm excited. I'm just really excited for this movie. And I know not everyone is. I get that, but I'm stoked. Like, I'm absolutely stoked. I have this theory, and and this is kind of what I'm working on right now, is this theory about who Rey is. And essentially, it's a combination of all the other theories that people have come together. And I think we're not thinking big enough, you know? When people are like, oh, it's this character. Oh, it's this character. I really just think that we're not thinking big enough. I think that's what it comes down to. It is all the characters. I really think so. So, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm stoked, man. This is why you shouldn't go in under squatted. This did not work. This did not work for me. I tried, and I failed. So. But I do think Carrie Russell, Zori Bliss, is Dr. Aphra. Dr. Aphra will have some role to play in the future. Now, I don't know if she's going to be like a major character or if she's going to be like a side character. I have no idea. I'm thinking that it's kind of a side character. I think she's going to be I think so. Here's part of my theory. I think Zori Bliss is the character. If she's not Rey's mother, she's going to be the woman who left Rey on Jakku with Unkar Plutt. Yeah, I know. And I'm throwing my Ewoks, guys. Here we go. I love my Ewoks, my murder bears. Love these guys. See how they do against this team, against other Ewoks. But I'm just thinking that, like, there's a lot of stuff out there that we've been told, but we haven't really put it together yet. Holy crap. All right. Well, I mean, let's face it, guys. Friggin' the Ewoks did defeat the Empire. So I shouldn't have any problem defeating the Dark Lord of the Sith with my murder bears. I don't see why that's a problem. And there he goes. All right. So let's do this. Let's take out Cassian. I'm gonna. And I mean, and that is both disturbing and awkward. I just watched Carnival Row, which is Amazon's I guess reaction to Game of Thrones. And I love Game of Thrones. There's 8 episodes in Carnival Row, and they're not as graphic as Game of Thrones is. There's some nudity, and so if you don't like that stuff, then definitely avoid it. But it was interesting because it's humans and fairies working together, and there were some moments that I was like, I don't know if a human and a centaur hook up. I mean, is that wrong? It feels wrong. Like it feels wrong. But in the world that they created, and it's not a human and a centaur, but like it's still odd, right? But a fun show. I really liked the show, minus that very strange part. Really look forward to it. Orlando Bloom's in it, and it was cool seeing him in something that's not Pirates of the Caribbean or Lord of the Rings. And nothing against either of those. Well, nothing against the first of the Pirates of the Caribbean. But the Lord of the Rings, all 6 of those were awesome. But it was cool seeing. All right, so just so you guys know, Ewoks in a pinch can defeat the Dark Lord of the Sith if he's also under an Ewok with no leadership abilities. All right, so I'm going to throw on my Separatists here and see what I got. I like his leadership ability because I like the attack back. That's one of my favorite things. I'll throw on Newt. But so anyways, I think that there's a lot of potential coming out. So back and this is my ADHD acting up, guys. This is what's gonna make me great as a teacher. Because I can't stay focused on any one thing for more than a minute. Relics. Relics. I'm excited to see where this goes because relics are obviously meant to be end game. I wanted them to be something that we could unlock early on and then kind of like build up, and that way it made it made early matches a bit more challenging, especially in PvP. So like in my mind, what I would have loved to have seen is relics introduced at like gear level 20. And so what at gear 20, not only are you getting like mods or whenever mods are introduced, shortly after that. It's been a while since I've had to introduce mods to a character. So but the idea is that you get mods and then you have a meta that you follow, but then you have the opportunity to put on these relics or to upgrade these relics, which then changes the mods. I really think what they're trying to do is make this as paper, rock, scissors as they possibly can, and relics is the answer. I think that that's what it is. I think that this is that, right? And I don't know if it really is, because I don't have any insight into what they're doing or what they're thinking. I mean, I just have my own thoughts and ideas, but I'm curious more than I am like angry about it, because they pointed out in the Q&A, they're like, look, this is the reason we did this so close to gear 13 is because it's for whatever comes next. And so you got to ask yourself, what's coming next? What is coming next? And it doesn't seem like relics are going to affect the vast majority of the players or of the player base. I think the vast majority of the player base is probably just like, you know what? I'm content, or I like the game for whatever reason. This is what I'm doing. All right, I'm throwing on my resistance. Those are just my thoughts with that. I mean, I'm curious because we still don't have, and that's the things, we still don't have all those other things, the abilities that have come out and whatnot. So, boom, here we go. I think I can do it this time. I think I can. And you know about what they say about people who think they can. They're trains? No, that doesn't make a lot of sense. It's probably not what they say at all. But let's see what we got here. Let's see how we do. I'm at a point where it's like I could get really pissed off and be like, "Oh, mods," but I mean, I don't know enough yet, and I'm gonna hold on like a week. I think we're gonna get like a huge info dump on Monday. I don't know where Cubs fan Hans saw it, but there was a tweet that he sent out that was of a data mine, and I've been trying to like find the data mine, and I'm terrible at it. I need to spend more time on Reddit. I'm probably the only person who has ever said that, I'm sure. But he found a data mine of the neutral tag, of a neutral symbol. Now I don't know if that was a full-on data mine, if he was trolling us. I haven't talked to him about it, but I honestly think that it's, I don't know. Like, I honestly think that it's not as bad as a lot of people are making it out to be. Now, and that's just me being optimistic, me trying to be optimistic about it. And I'm sure I'm going to be upset, or I'm sure I'll be proven wrong or something like that. But I don't know. Like, I just think that it's just not worth being angry about at the moment. That's essentially what it comes down to for me. Now, I might get angry later. I might get very angry later. I am trying to avoid being a whale. I haven't been a whale in the past. I've been what I like to call an aggressive minnow. Someone who has spent, a little bit here and there on this game. And for an average player, for someone who's totally free to play, I've definitely spent more than I should. But I've probably spent 500 to maybe 1,000 total in the 3.5 years that I've played. A lot of that was to get characters up, to give a new marquee a shot or something, to do a video for it. And so like my attempt wasn't to like play, to do awesome stuff. It was to try stuff out. And that was most of that was before I had my dev account. Now from time to time I'll buy crystals, but I usually spend $20, with the holiday, with this double drop. It's not a terrible idea to buy crystals to farm these new Cairo tags. But I don't know, like I can see why people are upset. I really can. And it makes sense. I mean, it really does. Ooh. It's a deadly combination right there. I mean, not necessarily. The bounty hunters under a different team would actually be kind of scary. And, these two on a different team would actually be kind of scary. And then this is interesting for sure. Let's go with the bounty hunters first. So, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts on it. I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure I'm going to make a mistake and CG's going to come out and be like, oh, no. But I mean, if we focus on the bad, then that's all we're going to see, and I'm enjoying it, right? I think it's cool. I think it's really neat to see these different, the different relics, what they actually do, what they look like. I think that's awesome. I think most of them are pretty cool. We'll see, I'm very curious to see what the abilities are. I would be shocked, like downright shocked, if on Monday we didn't have a lot more information, like a full data dump, and they're just like, boom, do all this or all of this stuff. and then either we love it or we hate it, which I mean it is a thing. I mean we may love it, we may hate it, whatever comes up. But I don't know. I think we're gonna get a lot of stuff real soon. So look for that on Monday. Probably around noon, 1, depending on where you are. But that's my thought. I mean, I think we're going to get a lot more information, and I think a lot of it will make more sense, right? Now, here's the other thing. Star Wars Episode 9. All right? A lot of people are saying Rey is a Palpatine. A lot of people are saying, no. She's a, what do you call that? A Skywalker. He's a Kenobi, he's whatever. Here's the thing. If Rey is a Palpatine, then I keep saying he. If Rey is a Palpatine, she could just be a Palpatine. But if Rey's a Skywalker, she's both Palpatine and Skywalker. And people seem to be forgetting that, right? People seem to be forgetting that Palpatine is Anakin's baby daddy. Well, hold on. Anakin's mom's baby daddy, not Anakin's baby daddy, because that's weird. But it could also explain their relationship. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't go into that in the lore, but maybe. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. But if Rey is the daughter of Han and Leia, then she's a Palpatine. Yeah, she is a Palpatine. And my thoughts are somehow Snoke is also Palpatine. I think that's the case. I don't know if it'll end up being that way, but I think it probably will, and we'll probably see something to that effect. I'm excited. I haven't gone through and looked at other theories just yet. And again, part of that is because I don't want to like ruin it for myself. But the other part is, that there's a lot of theories out there. But I'm just thinking, guys, that Rey is Leia's baby, and Zori Bliss was the chick that dropped her off at the planet. Zori Bliss is also that one girl, Dr. Aphra. Which then would make sense why what's-his-face, C-3PO, had those eyes, those glowing red eyes, because he's BT triple, holy crap. I underestimated this team. All right. Boom. And boom. Like, that's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking that he is, or that she's his kid, right? And so she's his kid. We'll get, some, I don't know, connection there. I also think Leia probably didn't take it super well that her twin brother tried to kill her son. And maybe that's why he's on Act 2, because, self-exile. He's like, I tried to kill my nephew. And not in like I accidentally threw him down in a bobsledding accident or whatever, but like legitimately tried to chop him in half. I think, that probably played something into it. I've been watching theory videos all afternoon or all morning about this stuff. So anyways, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Luke is on exile. And so when he meets Rey, he's like, oh crap, this is the one I didn't kill. I'm going to push her away. Which then would make sense, right? I mean, it really would. Well, guys, I have an hour and 24 minutes before I find out whether or not Cosmic Outlaw is able to defeat me. And so with that, I'm gonna book it. Thanks for joining me today. This has been a lot of fun. I love coming and doing these things. It is absolutely great. I love these videos. I love making these videos. I love talking about stuff. But before I go, I want to show you my roster, just kind of where I'm at and what I'm focusing on. And you guys, let me know what you guys are doing. But Geonotions, guys, I need to get my Geonotions up. I'm so very close to getting Geonosian Brood Alpha. I've been farming him, but I've also been farming B1. And once I get done with B1, I'm torn between dropping all of my efforts and any extra crystals on just getting Geonosian Brood Alpha up, or trying to get Shock T up, because I have a feeling that Shock T is going to be important. But that's kind of where I'm at right now, kind of between the Geos and just the Separatist, really. And then in passing, anytime I get something that's not connected to those guys, I'm going for Malik, and then I'm also going for Padme, because that's where I'm thinking. But Shock T, I do think that she's going to be part of it, part of whatever comes up. And I will also say this before I go, let this, sit in your brains for a bit. Shock T is good with clones, but she's not great with the 501st, right? Specifically. And then you have the 350 that are good. You have Ahsoka, which is, they've given her the 501st. Those are only 4 characters. I think we are going to be getting the 5th 501st in a General Anakin, as in some form or another. Whether it is officially General Anakin or not, I mean, it's got to be. I mean, it really does. Because Echo has that ability that, it's a critical damage up or critical chance up. I can't remember which. But no one on the 501st gives that boost. And so it's got to be Anakin that's coming. Shock T, I think, is going to be great for the other clones they have around the corner. I don't think that we're going to get a ton of new clones. I just think that we are. I think that the ones that we have now are okay, but I think that we're going to be getting more, and I'm very much looking forward to that. But that's why I'm drawn between her and Shock T and someone else. Because if General Anakin comes and he's not if he's not a straight, marquee event, he's got to be something big. And do you need all the 501st? Do you need all the clones? I don't know. But I'm really torn, because right now I can help my guild, do what's going on now, which then will help me in the future. If I focus on it and getting all the stuff that I want out of the way now, like the stuff to help my guild, I will be prepared for what comes in the future more than, I don't know. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm curious to know. Leave a comment in the section below. Again, guys, if you are interested, there are 2 free Audible books, or audiobooks, Audible books. It's the same. At this link, go ahead and copy it. Go to Audible. Check out the new audiobooks that are coming out. There's quite a few that I think have hidden gems from the Star Wars canon, Star Wars lore in them. If you don't like audiobooks, or if you haven't ever listened to one, Star Wars books are a great way to begin. The other audiobook that I highly recommend is World War Z. The movie was terrible. The book was phenomenal. Like, subscribe, share, guys. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, smile and stay nerdy.